What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Ryan, your DIY guy. If you're new here, welcome. Go ahead, like and subscribe, and of course hit that notification bell so you get notified first when we post out one of these awesome DIY videos. Of course, go ahead and follow us on Instagram. We'll get VIP access to this content before YouTube. Now, on today's episode, we're going to be installing a Gardena battery-operated irrigation system, and it is a super simple DIY just for you. And of course, we'll show you the step-by-step installation process, as well as a few cool hacks in the Rainbird product guide, and of course, the final result. Coming up next on Nail and Screw. We kick off with preparation of the site, and this is the area we're going to be irrigating. It's a simple grassed area in a rectangular shape, and it's approximately 6 meters wide by about 12 meters long. And we start by excavating a channel out in the front of the steps, right from one side to the other. And this is where the poly pipe or the irrigation pipe will go. And around the corner, we've got our water source, which is a tap, and we'll be channeling our piping all the way there as well, underneath the already laden paving. So we're going to have to lift that up and get it ready in order for our pipes to go in. Now here you can see we've already excavated a fair way, about 3/4 of the way, for our pipes to be laid down. And you can see we're digging down about 15 centimeters, and your guideline should really be the body or the height of the actual sprinkler, because that'll attach to your irrigation piping. And so you want to make sure that your sprinkler head is level with your grassed surface in this case, so that it can still pop up if you're using a pop-up sprinkler like we're going to be using. You don't necessarily want it right under the ground that it's hidden and can't operate properly. Now here we are excavating some of the pavers, and we were trying to be very careful not to disturb the rest of the pavers around it and keep the pattern for the most part, so it can go back without any hitch once we're done. And so we're just lifting up the pavers and putting them in place so that we can lay them back down easy again. Once all the pavers are out of the way, we could excavate a bit of soil. It doesn't have to be too deep, so long as your pipes are buried adequately and don't pop up through the soil, you're good to go. And thereafter, we could go ahead and relay our pavers in place so that they are level with the surrounding pavers that were there already. And that front ribbon or header course, we cemented in place so that it doesn't move in future. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the Rainbird irrigation sprinklers that we're going to be using. A quick word from this episode's sponsor, that is payingsocialmediajobs.com. Yes, you heard that right. For doing what you already do, you can get incentivized, because with most people who've been affected by the pandemic, now you can not only retain your landscape, but also retain that much needed income. Go and check out all the links down in the description below so that you can get directed straight to the money. Now, if you're watching this video and you don't know where to start with your irrigation setup, well, a good starting point is the Rainbird product catalog, because it will give you everything you need to get started. They cover everything from your spray bodies, sensors and meters, your drip irrigation, your controllers, valves, rotors, and of course your spray and rotary nozzles. So it is a very interactive guide as well. All you simply have to do is click on the links of what you want to go and take a look at, and it takes you straight to the page, which is pretty cool. For example, this is the entire section on spray and rotary nozzles, which is what we want to take a look at, and it covers everything, for example, high efficiency nozzles, as well as precipitation rates and your various types of nozzles that you can get. You can even take a look at the distances that various nozzles can spray, from 2.4 meters up to 7.3 meters, and even things like strip nozzles, which can spray left to right or in an L shape. Can you believe that? As well as U-series nozzles, which sprays in a U shape. So pretty interesting, but we're going to focus on the Van series nozzles. That's the variable arc nozzle, and it is easy to adjust, as it says. It shows you everything about its entire operational range, the pressure that you require, as well as the different models that you can get. We're going to be using the 18 van series, which sprays up to 5.5 meters, because remember, our application is 6 meters wide. And it also shows you the entire construction of the van series nozzle and how you can specify for your application as well. And if you want any further information, I'm sure it's in the book. So go ahead, click that link down in the description box. It is free of charge, and you can thank us by liking and subscribing to this video. Thank you. And we're back to the project, and you can see we finally excavated all of the trenches for the poly pipe or irrigation pipe, and now we're just roughly laying out where all of our sprinkler heads will go. These are the Unispray 18 van series, as we showed you earlier. We've spaced them approximately 1.7 meters over the 12 meter span, which gives us about 7 sprinklers in total, which worked out quite nicely. Now we can go ahead and connect them up using a hacksaw blade to cut off where we laid out our sprinkler heads. And when we cut them off, we make sure to sand off the edges just to get off any of the plastic burrs, and also to give the poly pipe a slight bevel so it fits into the connector quite nicely. And this is important because these are press fit connectors, and they have a shark bite system that holds onto the pipe. Once they onto the pipe, they ain't coming off unless you destroy the connector. So, make your life a bit easier, because you can see quite a lot of force is required to get them in. So a bit of sanding helps you do that a bit easier. A good tip when you are pressing the poly pipe into the connector is to give it a slight wiggle up and down just to ease it into the connector until it's firmly in place. And here is our poly pipe coming from the tap, which is not yet connected. That's coming up next, flowing under our paving, which is back in place and looking good, to a T connector, which splits the water left and right. Now on the right hand side, it is connected to an elbow, which terminates the water supply over here, and then to the left, which connects the rest of our 6 sprinklers in place, as you see over there. We also use this thread tape to just seal off this connector where the threads are and the sprinkler will join to. Some people leave this step off, which I think is a mistake waiting to happen, because you'll have leaks and you won't know where they are. Once all of your sprinklers are connected where we join them, you can go ahead and backfill the soil. Now this is a good time to get your sprinklers at the right level. We're not too concerned because we have grass installers replacing the grass tomorrow, so they will take care of the levels tomorrow, but at least close to the level that we can see already. And that's how we go ahead and install a sprinkler system. But it is not yet complete, because we still have the Gardena water timer coming up next, so make sure you stay tuned. We're using the Gardena C14E battery operated irrigation system and timer, and this could not be any easier for anybody getting started with the irrigation system. Here is the system as an overview. It's got your threads to connect to your tap. It's got a front display which pops off for your battery to be inserted at the bottom, and they even provide you with a handy dandy watering cycle sticker to place so you can find in future. And of course they provide you with a hose connector which pops on, and you can see we've already placed the thread tape in place. This is the hose connector which simply pops onto your poly pipe, and once you get them all connected, easy peasy, we can get started with watering. But first, let's go ahead and set the timer, and I'll show you how super simple this is. So clicking on the menu button, we'll select our start time, and we want it to start at 6 a.m. so that it can water. You can place whatever time you like, 7 in the evening. So once we select that, we can select program number 2. Now listen carefully to the sound. And that is how easy it is to switch the system on and off, but it's automated, so it'll work as long as that battery lasts, which will indicate when it goes flat too. To connect the irrigation timer to our water supply, we're going to be teeing in to the garden tap, and to do that we've shut off the mains water supply and extended the connection out to fit a T connector, as you see there, where our irrigation timer will split off and connect to. And then we can go ahead and refit our garden tap so it can still operate independently of our irrigation timer, making sure to use some plumber's hemp so that you can seal that connector. Once everything's in place, we can fasten everything with a plumber's wrench just to make sure it is orientated correctly and secure with no leaks. As it is, the water can be turned on, but no water will be coming through because the irrigation timer is closed. But now we can go ahead and fit our poly pipe to the timer and then test it out. That's very simple. We just cut it to length, fit it in our hose connector and connect to the irrigation timer. And that's that. Well, that's a wrap on another trendy DIY video. I hope you loved it as much as we did and found a ton of value. If you did, please go and smash that thumbs up button. It helps us grow tremendously. Of course, be subscribed and hit that notification bell so you get notified first when we post a new video. Catch us over on Instagram, where you'll get VIP access to all of this content upfront before YouTube. But until next time, we'll see you on Nail and Screw.